Hey, Mike Perry here at Mike'sTakeOnTheMovies.com. You're looking at a couple movie posters there. One for Future Force with David Carradine, the other with Ernest Borgnine and Robert Vaughn in Skeleton Coast. Those are films that did not play the movie theater at all. They were straight to VHS way back in the 80s and the 90s. And there are plenty of films out there, to this day, to the best of my knowledge, that are not available on DVD. They're hard to find, and I never pass up an opportunity to go through a box of old VHS tapes. You never know what you find. There are so many films out there. There's classics out there right now, I'm still looking for. Stuff like Texas Across the River with Dean Martin. The Racers. Love Kirk Douglas. Anything with Kirk Douglas I'll watch. Torpedo Run. Glenn Ford movies. The Warlord. Charlton Heston. There's plenty of stuff that was on cable network over the years that has never seemed to me to turn up on DVD. But back in the day, you could get yourself a copy of The Seawolf with Charlie Bronson and Christopher Reeve. You know, an odd pairing, tough to find film. The Unholy, Trevor Howard's last film, late in the 80s. All kinds of stuff. Stuart Granger films. Comedy called Bed and Breakfast with Roger Moore. They're just not out there. If you ever wanted to see how a studio could ruin a masterpiece, find yourself a copy of Once Upon a Time in America. Leone's classic gangster film that got butchered. Cut down from about 4 hours to 143 minutes. So, you know, it's interesting. James Cagney's Return to the Movie Theater in Ragtime. Once again, I found a VHS copy of it. I've never seen it since the theater. To my knowledge, once again, I don't think it's surfaced on, well, not on Blu-ray or DVD for that matter. If you're looking for TV films, Ingrid Bergman, A Woman Called Golda. I mean, Bergman's a classic actress. But once again, tough to find. If you're like me and you love Oliver Reed, you pretty much have to go through VHS tapes to find most of his films. Some of them good, some of them not so good. But that's neither here nor there. It's Oliver Reed. You know, Dr. Heckle, Mr. Hype, his European stuff, Gore. And one that truly is a classic film, great film, but very controversial, hard to find. The Devils. It's got about 15 versions of it. I've got one sent over to me from, I think it was Korea. And believe it or not, it's not as long as the VHS version that Warner Brothers released. And this has been slaughtered. Stuff like horror films. Countless horror movies out there. Malcolm McDowell made a movie a week, I think. Class of 1999. Donald Pleasance had countless films. The man was a workaholic. Warrior Queen. Aldo Ray turning up in Haunts. Phantom of the Rue Morgue with Carl Malden of all people. And remember when they used to slaughter the cases and they put them in the hard shells? You know, they'd ruin them. Son of the Blob. Blackout. A Breed Apart with Rutger Hauer. There's another guy that had countless movies turning up at the video store. And the big giant balloon cases. Castle of Evil. Virginia Mayo. I mean, if you don't find it on VHS, you're probably not finding it. What else we got here? Denham Elliott slumming in horror movies. You know, they cut them up. European stuff. Jack Palance, another guy. I don't know how many films the man made. Black Cobra. Probably been released under 1,000 different titles. But it's Jack. Rod Steiger, Getting Old, slumming. Once again, guy's a workaholic. Guilty as Charged. Kind of a gem out there. That's another thing about these I should mention. Just because they didn't play the movie theater, there's some good gems out there that are tough to find. Jeff Fahey, I haven't even watched this yet. The Serpent of Death. News to me. If you wanted to watch films like Doc Savage, The Man of Bronze, once again, if you didn't have the VHS, up until recently, some of these films are turning up. Warner Archives doing a great job on releasing some of these things. Then you got stuff, if you love Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, there's a lot of stuff out there that is not floating around. Lee, Curse 3, his TV miniseries, Goliath Awaits. What else we got here with Lee? Christian Bale and Christopher Lee, The Land of Far Away. Good luck finding it. Might be out on DVD in another part of the world, but not in my little corner. And Peter Cushing, God love him. Legend of the Werewolf, countless other films. Made a film with Ray Milland called The Uncanny, where, believe it or not, he proved that things like this, these cats are out to take over the world. And they're nothing but evil, I'll tell you. And Ray Milland didn't believe him. Peter Cushing proved it, but Ray wouldn't listen. So this is a Canadian production too, my home country. So if you can find this on VHS, good luck. To my knowledge, be gone with you. It's not available. Once again, Mike Perry at Mike'sTakeOnTheMovies.com. Thanks for watching.